Welcome to Last Week in Warframe, a series where I keep you updated on the past week of Warframe, from announcements made by DE that don't necessarily warrant their own videos to community fan art posts and updates. So, without further ado, let's go over D's announcements and news from the 28th of April to the 4th of May. Starting this week's episode off, we had Devstream 127. Now, Tennogen Round 16 will consist of the following operator cosmetics: the Aurus Ear, Garusu facial and ear accessories. You'll also have the following Warframe skins: the Frost Ion, Khora Mithra, Valkyr Mithra, and Wukong Mithra, the Nyx Aurus and Nyx Technocyte skin. For helmets, there is the Frost Manta Z, Hydroid Karkanos, and the Khora Laval. For the Cyandanas, there is the Diabolo and the Sinvictus, and for weapon skins, the Nakana Ungulata and the Scopus Polar. The Mesa Immortal skin will also be in Baro's stock soon. Also announced was Wukong is being reworked, but they had nothing to show, and information will possibly be shown next Devstream. The UI 3.0 rollout continues with updated screens for the Syndicate terminal that will now display all Syndicates in-game and allow fast travel straight to Cephalon Samaras. The Relic Refinement screen will be updated in both functionality and visuals. Players can now continue to refine an already refined relic. Check the Ducat value of a prime part by hovering over the item. Pablo also expanded on Twitter with a number of posts where he said, more info on the relic screen. You can hover over rewards to see how many you have, no more having to switch back and forth between relic and inventory screens. You can see the ducat value of items. You can refine relics directly from navigation, and we are looking to make it work in-game as well. The screen will list relics you don't have along with their drop sources. We are also reworking the relic reward selection screen, but wasn't ready on time for stream. This is a mock-up to give you an idea of what it will look like. You will now get 5 traces when people select your reward instead of just 1, but mock is outdated. He also replied to a person's tweet where he said, and the lines and icon above the rewards will show the rarity of said rewards. And the final screen that will be getting updated will be the market screen. Now, in regards to the stats being showcased on the screen, by default, the team worked out that you can press tab to display the stats of the weapon when you're hovering over its blueprint. Continuing onward, post-processing will be updated for the Orbiter, and you will get clear colors of what your Warframe would look like in-game. They displayed the previously proposed dual energy and emissive color selection during the stream, where players will have access to separate color options for Warframe emissives and that of your projected energy ability colors. Now, in the case of Chroma, he will only take into account the first color selection. Nyx Deluxe, her Shotgun, her Cyandana, Wisp, and the Gas City Remaster will release with the Jovian Concord update next week, which will be the mainline update. The Khora Deluxe concept art was shown as promised, and that is up on your screen, including what Venari will look like. Nightwave Season 2 and upcoming changes were also discussed, with changes in place to reduce the grind, force multiplayer challenges, and the fear of missing out. And those changes do follow, alongside information about the Wolf and a catch-up mechanic.
When we were posting about the stream that it's happening, we said we would be discussing Series 2. So with Nightwave, Series 2 is coming, well, Series 1 is ending at the earliest May 15th. So anyone that's trying to plan anything around Series 1's time, at the earliest is ending May 15th.
That's right, yes.
So that is one date that we know for sure.
So you got a couple weeks.
You got a couple weeks.
Get on it.
So we're going to talk about some changes coming with Series 2. Now, Series 2, one thing we're going to do is a catch-up mechanic. So basically, these are the 6 top-level posts. There will be a full write-up with everything detailed out, probably around May 15th, as we just mentioned that date. But this is just the preliminary information for everyone of what we're definitely doing. So catch-up is essentially if you miss an act.
Yeah, we got a lot of feedback
Catch-up.
from Series 2. So Series 2 is going to be a different story. Series 2 is going to be a lot less grindy.
Yes.
Series 2 is going to have a lot less fear of missing out. We want to kind of take our foot off the gas for how Series 1 turned out. We didn't do that mid-Series 1 because, as you know, we launched simultaneous on all of our Warframe platforms. Yep. So that really limited our ability to do a lot of in-flight fixes, although we did a few here and there.
Yep.
So that's the kind of the general thrust is to reduce the endless mission grind, to reduce the forced multiplayer stuff that a lot of people didn't like. And
there's a few different types of challenges.
So basically,
there's a lot of different challenges, and we've been trying to listen to all your feedback and really appreciate it. Yep. And I know I think if I had to rank what I heard as negatives was this is too much pressure.
Yep.
And making me feel burned out.
Yep.
That these mission types, or that's too many bounties, or that's too long for an endless mission.
All taken care of.
This cred amounts maybe not enough for how much time I have to put into it. What would be the other one, Scott? What we were looking at as well is kind of the big.
Well, you've
bright
actually
fires.
reduced the acts. So basically what's happened is
Right.
Series 1 had
Yep.
7 weekly acts and 3 elite weekly acts per
Yep.
week.
Yep.
It's been reduced to 5 weekly acts and 2 elite weekly acts per week, worth the same amount of standing. So you
Worth
won't...
the same amount. So you have to do less to get the same amount.
That's the less is more one.
Less is more.
Less is more. And also then the length of some of the challenges I think were really difficult for people.
Yeah, so-
Don't even take as much time.
Yeah, 60 minutes is down to 30, the 40 waves are down to 20, 10 bounties is down to 5 different bounties, 10
Yes.
conservations down to 6 different conservations.
yes,
And
yes.
clanmate acts now includes alliance members, so those are, and then of course we have new acts coming as well. And then another pretty major thing is the way lore and time-limited nature of the wolf is handled. So a lot of people have wolf anxiety because they don't know if he's
I have
gone.
wolf anxiety.
I have wolf anxiety every day of my life. They don't know if he's gone for good after series
He's gone for
1.
good.
Yep.
The answer is no.
He's not gone for good. He's just more rare, and I think our plan has always been to have kind of a big sort of finish with him, so that there's a high degree of availability at the end of the event.
Yes. And I believe there is even a plan to incorporate the wolf as a on-demand threat in Series 2 using some evergreen rewards as well, if I'm not mistaken. Is that,
I've heard that as well.
is it true? Is it a fact?
Yeah.
Tell me.
Says the rewards guy. Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, you've heard that.
It's a possibility.
Absolutely.
I heard an absolutely from Steve. And
No, for me.
Maybe. Absolutely, maybe.
Absolutely, maybe. Anyways, he'll be around more.
he'll be around more. Okay.
Series 2 will also feature a new Infested shoulder piece armor set, and the new war will not release before Tennocon. Melee 3.0 remains in development. The contests for the Operator Mask were shown with their progress shots, the two being the Norg Mask and the Lotus Mask. Ephemera drop chances will be increased within the next update, once again the Jovian Concord. If players watch Tennocon live, they will get an exclusive Ephemera that is shown on your screen right now. A few Railjack previews were shown with a fighter animation loop, a work-in-progress UI screen for Railjack management, and a short video of the atmosphere for one of the Railjack locations. Scott also talked more about the Itzal change, or nerf, whatever you want to title it as, and he said the
Really
following.
good time to bring up the Itzal because Archwing plus Itzal in Scott's finale last stream.
It was a good finale.
It was a great finale.
There was lots of great feedback from it.
Sorry.
No, there really was. The intent, my problem with its current design is the way you can spam it.
Right.
And the way it's basically you can infinitely spam across the world. I'm not just going to remove one power and go ha ha. It's going to be looking for a systemic way to kind of put that back into the game so that you don't have to just choose that one Archwing to get that sort of
To
mobility.
cope with, cope
Yes,
with that.
it
yeah.
is not
Yep.
nerfing a single power. It will be how can we put that either on all Archwings or how can we address the problems that it's trying to solve.
It's trying to solve that. That's right.
So,
And I think what's really great is that.
and thank you for all the constructive feedback that came in.
Yes.
Even the
see
ones
so much
that
of it.
called
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, there's a lot of constructive
The chat's just
caps,
full
all
of
caps,
the chat's
constructive
just full of
feedback.
constructive
Yeah,
feedback
it's
right
like
now.
the worst thing to ever happen to Warframe, but also like not like the way people were reacting to it. So
Yeah, it was also very vague what I had said.
Yeah.
So
And we will be upfront with what our
Yeah,
intentions are.
yeah.
It's not like
We
we're,
want- we
you
wanna
don't have
have
to pay F for respects just yet.
yeah.
I see a lot of Fs in chat. It's premature for that. All right.
They also showcased the new game mode that will be releasing with the Jovian Concord, and the official Devstream recap states the following about the game mode. Survive the all-new Endless Disruption Horde mode. Collect keys from fallen amalgams to activate corresponding artifacts, then protect the artifacts from the oncoming masses of enemies. Each artifact will trigger a random debuff or buff. Unlike mobile defense, players will be able to activate multiple artifact defense terminals at a time, also increasing the reward tier in the process. That means rewards skew depending on how many artifacts you can protect. Instead of going A, B, C, you can go straight to B in the first round. The game mode will also arrive with a clan operation, and scoring will be based on your time. the game mode will be locked behind the completion of quests such as Natar and the War Within for lore reasons. Now, in Primetime 245, it was announced that Plaguestar will return around June 12th for all platforms. And outside of streams, we continue to forum post. Now, in reply to the Tennogen Round 16 announcement post, a number of players shared their thoughts, and a number received replies from D.E. Taylor. They follow. I'm happy for the items that made it in, but it seems like kind of a small batch given all the great stuff that's been submitted and updated lately. I'm especially sad that the Onryo Revenant Helmet and Suprema Heavy Blade didn't make it. I love both of those designs. Where Taylor replied, for the Onryo helmet specifically, we were working with the creator on getting it ready for this round, but they decided to hold the final requested changes back for reasons I won't disclose. We do not overlook creations for the sake of new creators. We do our best to accept all pieces that meet criteria. The amount of items in a round has not had an effect on our decision in the past. Round 11 is a great example of that. Another player commented, I had my hopes up for the Loki Jotunheim skin by MZ3. I understand that we have to give spaces for new Tennogen creators, but at the same time, single person takes up 3 possible spaces for it. Shame, a real shame. Where Taylor replied, we think the Loki skin is excellent, but there were some stylistic concerns that would take too much time to fix for this round, unfortunately. Rest assured it will be getting feedback. I do want to make it clear that we don't save space for new creators. That's not a practice we have ever done. Including pieces from new creators is always amazing. We have 3 this round, but their acceptance did not affect decisions for any other pieces in the round. Next up, Hotfix 24.8.2 went live on PC, with the Prime Vault going live on all platforms. For consoles, you had Hotfix 1, links to those are in the description down below, but for PC, the Prime Vault went live alongside arbitration changes and fixes, where they fixed not receiving rewards at end of mission if you're awaiting revival while extraction is triggered by the remaining squad mates, losing arbitration, warframe and weapon buffs each time a player respawns, and the resurgent burden UI lingering on screen saying 0 out of 5 if a player is near a revive tower and doesn't have any resurgent burdens and another player performs the revive. And of course, fixes were made in this hotfix and they're up on your screen. The Lepus headgear and Spring Step Ephemera have also been removed from the game until next year, so if you were wondering where they went, the 3rd episode of the Deconstructing podcast is live. If you do want to listen to it, it features both the audio director and senior sound designer of Warframe. In another forum post, D.E. George replied to the following comment. A few hotfixes later, and this is still an issue. Turning off the Enable Hint Transmission option still disables audio cue transmissions for objective updates. The initial mission description transmission still plays, and keep going, nobody knows you're here, not long after, but nothing else at all after this, and the post continues. But D.E. George did reply, we're going to be taking another look at this. In another post, D.E. Megan replied to a person highlighting missing energy colors on multiple skins and helmets, stating, as some of you have accurately calculated, these issues are due to the recent rollback of the Warframe emissive dual energy color changes. Our next mainline build, which we're actively working on, will bring a fix for these that's part of a larger shader change coming. A fix for the Exalted Weapons missing catalyst will go live in the next update as well, according to D.E. Helen. The Tennotunes Volume 4 library is also live, so if you are a fan of those fan creations, you can check them out in that playlist. Finally, Rebecca replied to a Reddit post titled, is it possible to add arbitrations to the public API so we can see what mission type or faction it is right now? And Rebecca replied, probably in the future, TM. And that does conclude this episode of Last Week in Warframe. If you found the video informative, make sure to leave a like. If you think I can improve upon the series in any way, shape or form, make sure to leave it in the comment section down below, or your thoughts on anything that was discussed and shown here today. Now, the channel glyphs are up on your screen right now. You can chuck the code into the promo code section on the Warframe website. It'll get the glyph in-game. Only 1 code per person, so someone else has already redeemed one of them. You can't use that code. And if you missed out on the previous episode, the annotation on your screen right now will take you right to it. Thank you for watching. See you guys next time.